The history of the Zionist cause goes back a long way. And the sleight of hand, well, that's why I'm here to say it for you, Travers. And we're glad that you're here, obviously, as long as they'll let you be. The history, yeah, I have no doubt. I'm sure that what's going on in the UK is far more serious than people want to talk about because it's scary. And I don't know the full extent as to why Tommy Robinson was arrested. I can't get into it tonight, but I will keep my eye on that. I also have a story that I have specifically saved regarding Candace Owens for Jen on Monday. It's very relevant. They are not going to stop. And that is why, yeah, maybe. Could be right. Colin, can you explain what this car prices thing is? Because that doesn't look familiar to me.
It was like the second link you sent me, YouTube video, about, it was a link about like China versus America and like car pricing and stuff.
Are you sure about that? Because that don't look anything familiar to me.
It might have been a mistaken link you sent me then.
Okay. All right. So 86. Now I have just shown you guys exactly what goes on here in this country, or excuse me, what's going on in the UK. Now I want to show you just how serious this issue is in the States. Now, I do believe that, and I've said this before, I said it obviously to Clint earlier, Jen and I say it often. Perhaps the biggest difference between the citizenry of the UK versus the US is that we're dealing with similar types of censorship, but the US is armed in a way that the UK could never be. And I think that plays a role. Here's somebody posing as an FBI agent.
Hi.
How you doing? Just to let you know that if you lie to an FBI agent, you get charged with that.
Yeah, but you're not an FBI agent. So you need to be brought to justice as soon as humanly possible.
I know you are, let's see, Craig Britton, correct?
What's this about?
Okay. Comments that you posted online.
Which comments?
I'll discuss it after you stop recording.
I'm not going to stop recording.
Okay. Then we'll come back another day and talk to you. Okay?
You should not come back. You don't have a warrant.
No, I don't.
You have no probable cause to do this.
No,
you're haranguing and harassing me. What is your name, sir?
I gave my name already. I told you who I was.
Please repeat your name.
I told you once before.
Please, why are you evading? Why are you going to run away from my property? What are you doing?
Have a good day.
Do I not have the right to know what your name is after you've harangued me? Man.
Now, I don't know if anybody understands this. No, it is a new case, Mehdi, and I am not going to take any shit from anybody in the chat tonight about how new this is. Impersonating a federal agent is a serious crime. In fact, I believe that impersonating a federal agent is grounds for at least a 10-year sentence. Like, that's how serious that type of a crime is. You're impersonating the FBI? You say you're in the FBI. If this person was in the Bureau and was coming to your home They have to show identification. If a person asks you, if you're a federal agent, and they say, could I please see your identification, sir? They are legally bound to show you. They would also have marks on their car indicating that this is a federal use only automobile. But as you're going to see, that is not the case with this car. Or should I say cars?
Ma'am, what is your name? Sir, what is your name? Ma'am, what is your name? Please don't come back from my property.
Have a good day, Craig.
I will not have a good day because my tax dollars are being spent on this. Do you guys not have a life? Is this what you do? You have to harangue people for posting online? You have nothing. You have nothing. Get out. Get real jobs. You could do.
For some reason, I thought the penalty was much stiffer, but again, it's probably circumstances. That's probably a minimum. The minimum for impersonating a federal agent is 3 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. That's the minimum. But in the case of these Zio-Nazis, what penalty is there going to be? They don't get prosecuted for anything. They never get a slap on the wrist. They never get reprimanded. So why would they not do this? In fact, there's probably enough Zio-Nazis that are going to see this. They're going to think, you know, I've been really thinking about what are some new and innovative ways that we can threaten the populace with talking negatively against the state of Israel. I got an idea. Let's do this. It's not like we'll get in trouble for it.
Better than this.
There is only one of two ways that this goes, and only one of two. Either they are lying and breaking federal law, and it's on camera, or they are federal agents, and they should be in deep shit for doing this. So which one is it? If I'm Mr. Britain, I'm getting to the bottom of this immediately. I am lawyering up and I am finding out. I had officers at my house and they absolutely had to identify themselves. These guys refusing to identify themselves leads me to believe that they're lying, that they're clearly not agents. They're pretending to be, and that's pretty serious business. But again, Zionists are not used to following any laws. They're used to getting away with murder. I'm surprised they showed up in daylight hours. Maybe because they suspect that he might actually be a supporter of the Second Amendment. He had every right to say what he needed to say. Oh, don't worry. Dan Bongino, we haven't even really addressed him, but Dan Bongino apparently just interviewed Ed Galreen. Not kidding. Know who's on the take. Thank you, David. Yeah, these people need to be in, I mean, honest to God. This is the type of dystopian nightmare shit. You know, you've heard of citizen's arrest, but this is on a whole other level now. And I have no doubt that this is probably something that's happening far more often than we could even begin to fathom. This just happened to be caught on camera. Think about how many other times this has happened where it wasn't. So I would be buckling up right now. And again, I would also say that I wouldn't feel as if the noticing isn't happening, that there isn't a lot of people that see what's going on here and are not prepared to stand up and fight as needed. This is exactly why you have truth tellers like this young lady who understand exactly what the Israel cause is up to. And it's not going to last because so much of it is not just class-based, but it is kind of age-based as well. The older you get, the worse it gets. The younger you get, the better it gets.
A voice to stay silent and
This 17-year-old teenager from Clayton, North Carolina says her welcome speech to graduates was cut off by a school administrator after she made these remarks.
I have one last thing to say. Every single person here has a voice, and we are privileged to have the freedom to use it when so many people around the world are struggling and suffering to be heard. Whether it's the millions suffering in Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Afghanistan, and so many other countries around the world, these are the families being torn apart by ICE. These are not distant issues. They are happening right now as I speak.
She came up to me and she's like, if you don't stop speaking right now, you're not graduating.
That's what Lean Hijaz says the administrator said to her in this moment when she cut off Hijaz's speech. And because of those remarks, unlike the rest of her fellow graduates who picked up their diplomas after the ceremony, Hijaz says she was told,
You're getting your diploma withheld.
A Johnston County Public Schools spokesperson tells CNN that Hijaz was, quote, awarded her diploma and that her speech was cut off because, quote, school administrators intervened in order to maintain the integrity and focus of the program in real time. The
reason why the speech was cut off was because she mentioned Palestine. That's why. They can claim whatever they want, but we've seen enough high school graduations, we've seen enough speeches where we know that it can get political, and no one gets cut off. But this is the hot button issue of our time, and they know that they have completely, you want to talk about two generations that they've completely lost. Gen Z and millennials, they've lost them completely. All because she spoke the truth. That's considered a crime. That's a thought crime. You're not allowed to do that. Much like posing as a federal agent, you said this stuff online, right? You're not allowed to say that. And now you're not allowed to say it at your graduation. We're going to withhold your diploma. This is yet another example of what they will do to shut you up. Don't let them.
This action was not about limiting a student's voice, but about ensuring that a school-sponsored event remained consistent with its intended purpose. JCPS respects students' rights to express their views and encourages thoughtful dialogue in appropriate settings. The district also said the content of graduation speeches is approved by staff ahead of the event. Hijaz says she did not submit her unscripted remarks for approval and that she received her diploma 4 days after graduation. Hijaz says her family and friends have supported her throughout because
my sole purpose of saying everything was to advocate for people.
And we agree. And her advocacy is great. And I want to end this evening with a friendly clip of exactly what is supposed to happen to any of these Zio bastards when they get just a little too frisky with their mouth and perhaps even their hands. If you guys have been paying attention to Palestinian News Network, I don't know the guy personally, but he's been doing the Lord's work on Capitol Hill. He goes to a lot of different places throughout the Northeast, I believe. But here he is in a nice little confrontation with a couple of Zio bastards.
Can you say that with your chest, little boy? What'd you say?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Life to Israel, long live Israel.
Shut up, boy.
Fuck you,
Fuck you, pussy. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, little fat bitch. Shut up, bitch. Why are you walking away, bitch? Do something, bitch. Do something, bitch. Do something, bitch. Do something, you fat loser.
I would.
What am I doing? I'm doing this. What are you doing, bro? Let's go. What you want to do, bro?
I'm gonna take your phone.
Touch it, bro. I dare you. Touch it.
Okay, and then what?
Touch it. Touch it,
Get the
bro.
fuck out of here.
Touch it, bro.
I'm not gonna touch you.
You just touch me, bro. You push me.
You know, the funny thing about these guys, And what's always interesting is that they're in a group. They're all so very tough when they're in a group, but when they're alone, when they're, one-on-one, they're not so tough. So they're feeling their strength right now. They think that they've got this under control. And it turns out they really don't.
Bro, you
Get
push
the
me,
fuck
bro?
out of here. Go.
Pussy ass bitch.
Go
get
get
the
a
fuck out
fucking
of here.
job. You're broke. Get the fuck out of here. Bye.
Okay, so making the statement, you're broke. This is so typical. And I mean, when you think about it, as typical as it gets with these bastards. Everything is predicated on money and power within the Zionist ideology. Everything. You don't have the money and the power that we do. We're Zionists. We're untouchable. We could do whatever the fuck we want. And that's how they see it. That is truly how they see it. No qualms whatsoever. Well, things got a little more frisky.
Bye.
Homie then got punched in the face and scurried off, but unfortunately, the camera turned off. A firm grip was kept on the camera. I filmed for another 30 seconds, but didn't realize it cut off. Now, I'm not here to try to tell people that violence is the answer, but in the case of the Zio-Nazis, it may be the only answer because they don't understand anything else. It is time to stop being nice about this problem. It's just time. It's like I said with Clint when it came to dealing with Io Jacoby. There is no point in being nice. There is no point in defending any of this or saying that we can find a solution. We can't. There is no common ground here. So what we have to do as Americans is figure out how to coalesce together and put an end to the Zio control over our country. That is our job. That is our responsibility. And whatever that looks like, so let it be. But we cannot allow them to control our country anymore. That has to end. Otherwise, see what's going on in the UK. See what's going on with people showing up to your front door pretending to be federal agents. You think this won't get worse? Of course it will. And the problem is that when the Zionist cause has the power of the purse, think about how many people they could buy off. How many people will just turn to the other side? They get desperate enough, and they know that they'll get paid if they just go along to get along. Just play along. You'll be fine. That's why Palestinian News Network is doing amazing work. Hats off. You kick ass in more ways than one.